Oh my God, I'm exhausted. Nebraska loses 20-13 to Minnesota for the fourth year in a row. Yada, yada. Really exhausting game to watch. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but 10-0 in the first half. You hear that thing about how Minnesota hasn't won a game but being down in double digits, 32 losses in a row or something. And then you're thinking, well, shit, I guess it's going to get broken today because that's who we are. We are eternal givers. We give everybody everything. We gave Minnesota that game. John Johnston, Coronation, please subscribe, hit the like button, all that shit. I guess, Nebraska looked good early, but it was clear that, Chubba Purdy throws the ball deep, kind of like me. What's that game you used to play, 500, when you just threw the ball, you called the number in the air and throw the ball in the air? Tanner Morgan looked the same way in the first half for Minnesota. And he got knocked out of the game at the half. He has had some concussion issues earlier in the year, and you're thinking, okay, well, they're going to their backup. Well, that just opened up their offense for him because he's got more athleticism than Morgan. And Nebraska's offense decided to not do anything after that because he just stuck with Chubba Purdy and Chubba Purdy and Chubba Purdy, even though it was clear. The announcers are talking about how, Chubba Purdy gets nervous. And, when he gets nervous, he can't settle down. Okay, I don't know what the throws you saw look like, but to me, honest, they did. They looked like me when I was like 18 years old. And just, wobbled up in the air. Maybe if he gets 5 games under his belt for somebody, he will be a decent starting quarterback. But I have no idea. When you watch that game, that's going to be the question all week. Why didn't you start Logan Smothers? Why didn't you play Logan Smothers more? You got 10 points. The offense went to shit. We didn't get couldn't get first downs, never got a first down, I don't think, under Purdy. Logan Smothers comes in, and you get at least 3 points out of it. And you let your defense sit out there and just get run over and run over and run over and run over. And then obviously that's what Minnesota does to people. Last year after this game, I was on the field, obviously, and did that video where I said, there is no hope, fuck everything, go Big Red. It's kind of that same feeling again this year, except you had a 10-point lead. And then you did nothing for so long. And I have to believe some of the shine is coming off Mickey Joseph as we go on through these games. These still aren't his coaches. He was still handed a bag of shit. There's still some games left, although God help us, next week against Michigan is probably going to be one of those name-your-score games from Michigan. I don't really know. I don't know what else to say about Minnesota. Mo Ibrahim is very good. He did what they do. They run the ball at you, and he runs through tackles. The thing was, I guess, go back to the first half, and I think, it's like every fucking game is like, okay, we're in this, and you give me hope, and then you pull it all away. It's like I'm continually slipping on banana peels or having a rug slipped out from under me, and all whatever other cliches, hail of bales of hay falling on my head. I don't know. But the first half, Nebraska was so physical. And you're like, wow, we're outplaying Minnesota. We're beating them up physically. And then nothing. And I guess that's the surprising part for me. I wonder what they'll say about it in their press conferences. I guess I know this. The whole there is no hope thing, I actually hate that because, I have to live with chronic pain every day, and I got to hope tomorrow's a better day sometimes. But there's not a lot left for this season. And I think the danger of that is there's just got to be a lot of people that aren't going to bother with this, and we're waiting for a new coach now. And I think, this game today it wasn't like last week where it was fun to watch until it wasn't. But it was still, you're sitting there going, when are you going to put in Logan Smothers? And, you're going to wait until it's too late to put in Logan Smothers. This is what you're going to put in Logan Smothers when it's fucking too late. And that's what we did. PJ Fleck with the fourth down call. I guess why not run the ball there? Obviously, Mo wanted to go. But, he made the right call. It turned out for him. I realized that Chubba Purdy's passes were off. Every one of them he threw, including the Ducks. But you gotta still make a play on the ball once in a while, guys. And that's really what it came down to, is Nebraska's receivers, when we needed them to, even if they got their hands on the ball, didn't make any plays in this game. They really didn't. You had that one Marcus Washington, Logan Smothers long pass. It was initially called out of bounds and then called back in, which was shocking. They overturned it to me. But they didn't make any plays when the defense really needed to not be on the field. And I guess if you look at this and say, well, the defense sucked, well, they got left on the field like the entire second half. How many 6 and 8? Was it 6 3-and-outs we had in a row? Listen, if Mickey Joseph is our coach next year, I'd be shocked by that, number one. But number two, you can almost 99.9% bet that Mark Whipple is not going to be the offensive coordinator because, number one, I don't think he's that great. But number two, I don't know if he fits what we really want to do or what Mickey Joseph wants to do, or quite frankly, any of the other head coach wants to do. So I wouldn't worry about that. And the whole let's fire him now thing, somebody still has to call it. We just have to get through the next few games. Maybe we'll pick up a win. Iowa scored points today and beat Purdue. It's kind of surprising, but they did. Wisconsin, I didn't look at their score. But, Jesus. This is really going to be hard to stick together over the next, we got like 3 weeks left. I guess that isn't that hard, is it? Don't leave me alone. I'll still be here. 1 year later, there is no hope. Fuck everything. Go Big Red.